Aging is not an inevitable biological process. Aging is a result of perception and belief. We don't grow old year by year. We grow old when our consciousness stops expanding. So emotional connection reduces stress. Meditation is the number one tool for changing our perception. I welcome you all for this Swadhyaya Session. I am Lakshmi from Mysuru. Today I am going to present the book AGELESS Body and Timeless Mind by Deepak Chopra. Today, the Ageless Body and Timeless Mind, the book written by Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra is an Indian-American author and a physician, and he was famous in the field of alternative medicine and spiritual wellness. He born in 1946 in Italy. Deepak Chopra is known as wellness guru who blends ideas from Eastern spirituality with modern science. Chopra has written 90 books on topics such as spirituality, meditation, consciousness, and holistic health and personal transformation. Some of his most popular books include this book, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. In this book, Deepak Chopra explores the deep connection between the mind and body and existing insights and practical strategies to slow down or even reverse the aging process. Deepak Chopra says that aging is not just a physical process, it is also made by our mind, our belief system, our lifestyle, and emotions. The mind body connection is powerful in shaping our physical reality. Chopra argues that the body is not just a physical object, they are deeply intertwined. The body is constantly renewing itself. The body replaces most of its cells regularly. So the body is in constant renewal. And our cells respond to our mental state, like healthy emotions, like calmness, joy, positivity, creates healing chemicals in our body. So it can improve healing, reduce inflammation, and slow down our aging process. Like unhealthy emotions like stress, fear, negative thinking creates harmful hormones and it pulls down immunity, which can speed up our aging. And third one, our consciousness plays a role in aging. Emotional habits, our mental conditioning speed up or even slow down the aging process. Example, if we constantly repeat the belief, I am getting old or aging creates weakness, like our body may respond to biologically to strengthen that belief. Mindful and body are part of one integrated system. Chopra describes that body and mind are the fundamental keys of intelligence in our body. Thoughts create lot of changes in hormones, neurotransmitters, immune system, and heart rhythms. So our inner world continuously becomes part of our physical reality. And aging is not an inevitable biological process. Aging is a result of perception and belief. Many of our perceptions are learned from childhood or from society or from our surroundings where we brought up. For example, when we get older, there will be loss of memory, we believe that, and we will become weak, and pain and illness are normal when we are old. These perceptions will send the biological signals to our body through stress hormones. If we change our perceptions, our biochemistry is also getting positive. So it will reduce our stress and slow down our aging. Perception shapes biology. Every thought, emotion has a biochemical effect. So Chopra says that our body has inner formation. So negative perceptions like fear, stress, insecure, feeling useless produces stress chemistry like cortisol, inflammation, which damages our cells. Positive perceptions like purpose, joy, feeling connected to life produce a healing chemistry that is endorphins, growth factors, and balanced hormones. Cells are influenced by the story we tell ourselves. Our beliefs are guiding the cells in our body how to form. Example, our inner chattering is I am old, getting worse. Uh, our body remolds itself according to that belief. If our inner voice is like I am energetic, adaptable, and capable, the body aligns with that message. Aging is flexible, it is not fixed or automatic. Aging speeds up under stress, and aging slows down with rest, love, and joy. Sometimes aging reverses with deep mind body harmony. Chopra argues that mind plays a major role in how fast we age. Next, you will not grow old. When you stop growing, you will become old. Here, growing refers to inner growth. That means our mental growth, emotional growth, and spiritual growth. As long as we continue to learn, stay curious, creative, our body and mind stays active and youthful. This inner strength or inner energy supports biological health. Aging begins when you stop evolving. People begin to age when they accept limiting beliefs, stop learning, or feel stuck, or sometimes they feel helpless. Growth keeps the mind body system renewing itself. When we are mentally growing, our brain forms new neuroconnections. Hormones stay balanced. Our immune system is strong. Our body renews itself more effectively. Growth is a state of consciousness. Here we can remain young when we are open to learn, curious, and enthusiastic. We don't grow old year by year. We grow old when our consciousness stops expanding. Here I remember one live example I would like to share with you all. My boss is now 24 years and he is very active, very enthusiastic. And our office is in second floor. He very rarely uses the lift, but he is very active. And if somebody asks him, like, what is the secret of your youthfulness? He says three main things. He says, keep learning, whatever it is, whether it could be a language or a technology or any creativity. First thing. Second thing, he says, keep reading. So it will enhance our knowledge. And third one, he says, be with youngsters, because we can learn from youngsters more. So these three things he says. And next one is social connections. Social connections are, and a sense of purpose contribute significantly to long run. Why social connections improve long life? So emotional connections reduces stress. When we feel loved, supported, or a part of community, our body produces oxytocin, that is a bonding hormone, and endorphins, that is a happiness chemical, and many more good chemicals it produces when we are emotionally connected. And relationships strengthen the body intelligence. Our body is not the flesh and bones. Chopra says that our body is the field of energy and information. When we interact with others, our mind becomes more active. Our nervous system stays active and responsive. Our body receives continuous physical and emotional inputs. Why sense of purpose extends life? The purpose organizes our inner world. When we wake up with a reason to live, whether it is a work, or it is a creativity, or it is a family, or a spiritual growth, we create a consistency in our thoughts and clarity in our emotions and focus in our actions. And purpose generates energy, meaning here it is the life energy. When you have purpose, our body produces more positive neurochemicals. Our mind stays engaged and youthful. We experience motivation and enthusiasm. Here I remember, and I would like to give an example. Well, as a homemaker, we spend about 4 to 5 hours minimum in the kitchen. When we have a purpose, uh, like we are going out for a day, so we have to prepare cooking everything at home. So we get up early in the morning. We spend hardly half an hour or 40 minutes, or within an hour we will finish everything, uh, cooking and all. Uh, we'll move on. So this is the best example for the purpose we have in our life. So next comes case study. Uh, Chopra in his book gives one strong case study which explains everything what he wanted to explain in the whole book. The case study is like this. A group of elderly people in their 70s and 80s were invited for a special retreat, and this was held in 1979. And they were informed that they would be given some physical and mental exams in the retreat. The organizers, I mean to say the researchers, recreated the space exactly as it was 20 years earlier. So the things uh, there, the newspaper, the magazines, the television show, music, the decorations, and the photos of the participants taken when they were 20 years younger than this age, and the topics of the conversation from that era only. And nothing was connected to their current age. And everything was arranged, it was like 20 years earlier. And the participants were asked to behave entirely as if they are in 1959. They were asked to use present tense like I'm 55, I'm 59, and they asked to carry their own suitcases, and they were asked to move acting as if they were 20 years younger. And they were asked to discuss their jobs, interests, and life as if they were still in that era. The idea was this, to change the mental awareness every time, the, so that they can change their physical state. During the retreat, at the first, the people were stiff and they were very slow. They were very fearful. They were very cautious. But after a few days, they walked with more confidence. They started helping each other. Their postures were improved. They became mentally sharper. Conversations became more lively. They laughed more actually. They moved faster and they have become independent. And many have become independent doing their work on their own. Their body seems to respond to their new mindset of youthfulness. At the end of the retreat, researchers and the organizers, I'm going to say the organizers found the increased strength in the participants and they were having the better joint flexibility and strong postures, improved walking speed, and better memory and improved mental clarity. And some participants showed better visions too. And surprisingly, some showed better hearing. It was unexpected. The organizers were telling it was unexpected. And many participants literally looked younger. In the whole book, the Chopra highlights this case study very often. This case reveals and the core message of the book, the timeless mind creates the ageless body. And next, and in this book, Chopra has given some practical techniques to have timeless mind which impacts on our body. First, he prefers meditation. He says meditate daily. Silence resets your biological clock. And Chopra considers meditation is the number one tool for changing our perception. It reduces the stress hormones and increases the growth hormones and creates a perception of spaciousness and calmness, breaks the automatic thought patterns about declining. And actually, he recommends the meditation, mantra meditation in his book. Very often he says mantra meditation. In the chanting the Soham during meditation. And replace the negativity with creativity. That's what Chopra says. And he says our body is the printout of our internal dialogue. Here, one thing I would give an example, like again, my boss example. When he feels like he's declining with his memory, he never expresses the negativity. He tries to replace it with some other gadgets or something. He used to have these palm top reminders, like nowadays he is carrying one notebook and pen. Wherever he wanted to note it down, he will every day, every minute, he will note it down the phone calls he wanted to have it, and he wanted to have some records, and he wanted to visit somebody. All those things he will note it down, and next day, next day in the morning between 9 to 10, he does all the work, whatever he has noted in the book. So after he completes his work, we can see the sparkling on his eyes, as if he has achieved something. He looks like. So this is the one negativity can be replaced by creativity instead of saying the negativeness, and surround yourself with youthful energy. And Chopra says that spend time with energetic and youthful people. Engage in playful or curious activities. Avoid environments for declining like conversations. I'm old, you are old, and life is downhill. These kinds of conversations we need to avoid. Live in the present moment, which creates the timeless mind. And the practices he recommends, the mindful walking, eating without distraction, and observing sensations in our body, and taking the presence pauses throughout the day, and be energetic. And he says next, move your body joyfully. And we should not move our body for the sake of yoga or exercise or anything. And he says do yoga, walk in nature, stretching, dancing, or whatever it is, keep moving your body. And he says movement is the medicine. And he says cultivate positive emotions intentionally, like positive emotions like love, gratitude, joy, compassion. And Chopra suggests the daily gratitude journaling, to use the gratitude journaling so that positive feelings decreases the inflammatory and stress hormones. And lastly, he recommends engage in purpose and creativity. Creating hobbies, purposeful work, lifelong learning, and setting inspiring goals. These are all the practical techniques he recommends to create the mindless time to create a senseless body. All right, thank you so much.